Hi, I'm Reverend Carol Devine. I was a Disciples Peace Intern in 1988 in Newton, Iowa. One very precious memory that I will forever carry in my heart is talking with my grandfather about applying to be a DPF intern, and I wanted his thoughts on my application as I was writing the essay. So, as he spoke with me, he started talking with me about Christ and peace. And as he talked, he began to weep, which I will just forever carry in my heart because my grandfather dedicated his whole life to working for peace. And we even marched together on Washington against the Iraq War. It was as a peace intern that I first heard God's call on my own life to ordained ministry. Out of the blue, there in Newton, Iowa, a minister who was the camp director for that week asked me what my plans were for seminary. I was completely taken aback. I told him those were not my plans. He smiled, which infuriated me because I had my plans and ministry was not part of them. He and God have the last laugh. So I spent my summer in Newton, Iowa as a peace intern. I was in one place the whole time, and part of it was because it was known as a posh assignment at that time because it came with a private apartment. So that was just fully, had a full kitchen and all the things. And so there was one evening that I was in my apartment and I heard a lot of commotion and then sirens and then more sirens. And then I soon learned that one of the cabins was actually engulfed in flames. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but that cabin was now out of service. And for the rest of the summer, that cabin was in right underneath and shared my apartment with me. But it ended up being such a beautiful thing. So many kids full of energy and life and spirit. A beautiful story, a memory I'll always carry of being a peace intern is actually there was a couple named Janice and Bob Price who lived in Newton, Iowa, who decided to adopt me for the summer. That summer, I was a peace intern. And so every day off that I had, they would come and pick me up and take me home for dinner. But they also gave me tours of the area. They took me to a hot air balloon festival. They brought me to help cheer on the cyclists who were racing in Ragbri, which is a race across the state of Iowa that takes place each year, and so much more. They even ended up coming and visiting me once in Kentucky, and then we always looked forward to seeing each other at General Assembly until sadly Bob passed several years ago. But what an incredible memory. And then lastly, I always will forever remember those camp dances with the young people at the end of the week. That was so much fun. I was only, a college rising senior, so I wasn't that much older than the high schoolers. And it was always such a great and festive and joyous time where we had to make sure that there was room for the Holy Spirit everywhere. So I'll carry that forever also. Thank you.